Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good. You could hear me and see me perfectly fine.
Yes, I can.
Awesome, awesome. How's the day been so far?
Very busy.
I gotcha.
Very, very busy.
We'll hop into it right away. Mm, just want to get to know you a bit more about your situation, see if everything's in alignment, if we could actually help you out. If so, I'll break down everything that we do, how we do it, how it works, and then we'll get the ball rocking and rolling. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Why don't you kick it off? Bit of a background on yourself, what you're looking to do with the team, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, awesome. So right now, I am working in my family's company. We have a real estate company located out in Chesapeake, Virginia. I myself reside in Alexandria, Virginia. But over there, we have two companies, actually three companies. We have our fix and flip model where we buy and sell. Either we'll fix and flip it or we will hold it. And when we hold it, we send it over to our property management company that we have in house. And over there, we have all kinds of real estate. We got multifamily, commercial, all that. And we also have short-term rentals. So Airbnbs, right now we have about like 5 or 6 in the portfolio. We're not too savvy with it. I think we're about to put it on Airbnb. I just recently graduated from college. Uh,
Congratulations.
you said what?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I recently graduated about like in 2024, 2023. It was a year ago. Yeah. So I just like jumped into the family business and I've obviously just grown up in it and just learned through, how the whole acquisition works and contract writing, all this and that, like working with the attorneys and whatnot, and to get loan approvals for acquisition of properties. So it's been a roller coaster of a lot of things because it's entrepreneurial. So you have your hiring, you have your operations, you have all these things that along with acquisition of properties and kind of building the portfolio itself, it's a lot. So what I'm trying to do, especially outside of college now, I'm trying to create a passive income stream for myself, and utilizing the resources that I've had or have right now to kind of like get my own thing going. I, of course, like my family's company is always going to be there, and eventually I feel like I'm going to be the one taking over the whole thing when the time comes in a few years or whatever that is. My parents decide to retire, then I'm kind of managing all of that. So that's why I've been in here trying to get a hold of what's been going on. So along with that, I really want to grow with Airbnb and short-term rentals to see if we can bring that stream of income into the company as well. And then, under my own LLC that I have opened. So yeah,
Okay,
that's a
perfect.
bit brief intro to me. A lot of
Definitely
things going on.
great intro, that's for sure. Just curious, to be completely frank with you, are you doing this more so that you could do something for yourself, have a baby, a business of your own? Or are you more sort of just looking to understand the systems, the processes, so you can transfer that knowledge over to your family's business with the short-term rentals you currently have?
Honestly, both. So my main goal right now is for myself.
Mhm.
But I definitely feel that information can be resourceful to the company. But right now it's for my own benefit, for my own passive income.
Gotcha. And do your parents know that you're about to start this endeavor?
They're aware, yeah. I have actually been kind of my attention has kind of been divvied up between Airbnb, starting Airbnb or residential assisted living homes. So that's kind of where my head is at. I want to get more information on how Airbnb works. I know that, once you get the property, you have to, get the furniture, furnish it. You can even do it through like, you can contact the landlord and they can like, we can get like a deal going between the landlords so that they'll get the rent money every month, but we're also making a profit in a way based on like the amount that we put on each, or like how much we put it out for day-to-day rent on Airbnb. So I don't know how that works, because I've been mostly on like long-term rentals, like month-to-month leases with property management and everything. So it's just a little bit different with short term. So that's why I'm trying to understand it a little bit more, so that I can kind of grow my own thing.
I gotcha. You got to learn what you need to learn in order to do it properly. So that's for
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly.
Where do you want to take it? Like, I took a look at the application. You want to start off in Virginia, which is typically what most of our students do. They start off in their backyard, and their backyard makes them feel a little bit more comfortable. But talk to me a little bit about the goal. Like, are we just going to help you with one? And by the way, we do the first one for you with our mentorship. It's guaranteed. But in my personal recommendation, I suggest actually getting a walk through the process as well, even though I'm going to do it for you. But is this something where, you want one or two, or are you actually trying to take it to sort of like a new height?
Shoot for the stars, right? So right now, of course, baby steps, I want to start with one or two, and then I want to grow into that as well. I don't want to just stop at one or two. What's the point in that? I feel like it can be something that's beneficial. Real estate itself is such a good investment. So, and especially in this industry, since I've been, just kind of been putting in the back burner for a while, I think I definitely want someone that can help me with getting it to the next level.
I got you. If you don't mind me asking, how come why have you put it on the back burner, and for how long?
Um, Honestly, it's been like a year and a half now. I started thinking about it around the time that I was graduating, so 2023 of last year, the beginning of the year. But the reason why it's been on the back burner is more so I've been so sucked in with the family business, and I haven't had the chance to kind of do what I want to do with my life, right? I have
Yeah,
my goals, my aspirations that I want to achieve, and I can't be living under my parents', wing and shadow for the rest of my life. I want to do my own thing and build that sort of stream of income for myself, where I can go on the business endeavors that I have, and my parents are in complete support of that, especially my dad. He's the investor, my mom's the agent, so they've
got
my dad's like, I want you to invest, I want you to look into the other things that make you happy and what it is that you're trying to do. So I'm like, that's what I'm seeking knowledge from, wherever I can seek knowledge from. I was in my real estate license class right last night, and then at the same time I was also recording screen for assisted living. So I was like, I need to understand what is going on here, so that so I know what path to take and is going to make me the most ROI. Like, I don't want to invest so much time into something that's not even going to make me my investment back. So
gotcha.
I feel like bringing that value to a person, especially like if I put myself in the shoes of me being the attendee for the host, or for the Airbnb, like, what do I look for in a Airbnb? What do I look for when I go to when I'm looking for a place? So I have to take that into consideration when I'm building my own portfolio with Airbnb. So I definitely think that this is something that I could take on a long run, and kind of take it off the back burner for now, and get some more knowledge as much as I can.
Yeah, I got you. At the end of the day, I know you can, to be completely frank with you. Like, we've worked with, like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds that are really hungry when it comes down to entrepreneurship. And you seem like a smart cookie. So I'm not too worried about you, especially the fact that you're already in your family's business and they primarily focus on real estate. So it just makes sense, to be completely honest with you. And it seems to me like it's time for time. Um, it's nice being a part of the family business, that's for sure, especially the fact that you're involved. I know a lot of people where their parents just have great businesses and decide not to get involved and not actually take the step and actually make great money, or whatever the case is. But it's glad to
Yeah.
see, one, you're a part of it, and two, that your parents are supportive.
Like my
That's
brother, he's like completely like, I don't want any part of it because he
yeah,
sees the day to day. And my parents are immigrants. So, they have a lot of different mentalities when it comes to doing an American business. And me being raised in America, like, I have a different approach of going about things. So I kind of help them with understanding some things. They help me with understanding. So it's kind of like a push and pull with that. So I definitely think that if I can bring some value into my life, I can bring it to my family at the end of the day. So that's really my main goal.
yeah. Well, it's pretty cookie cutter in my opinion, because if you learn how to do this on your own properly, then you could easily turn your short-term rentals into Airbnbs. Couple questions for you, just out of curiosity. The short-term rentals that you guys do you guys just have regular tenants in them?
No, we have like what do you mean by regular tenants?
Just like people who pay for like a 6-month lease, or are they traveling nurses, things along that nature?
It varies. Like some people are like on vacation because some of them are on the beach.
Gotcha.
So when they come to visit the beach, they'll they'll rent that out. So it's really short term. It's not like 6-month leases. It's more so like it's like an Airbnb. They come for a little bit, then they check out. And there's like a keypad on there. They put in a code, they get in, the whole place is already furnished, everything is there. And our leasing agents right now in our property management company, they kind of they'll make sure that it's up to par, like before somebody comes in and stays in there. So it's not like 6 months. It's usually just people who are coming and going.
Okay. So almost like an Airbnb, but I feel like it's safe to assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you're not necessarily seeing the profits from them.
Not necessarily.
Goes into the company,
Yeah.
right?
I myself am not that on the side of property management and rent and the renting side of things. Like I am on the buying and selling acquisition of real estate. So I'm talking to sellers, I'm talking to buyers, I'm talking to people who have the property so that I
Yeah.
can get the property. So then because we have a team of people, so they're very like separated. So I kind of get sucked into this side and then I get like bits and pieces of the other information because it's the conversation when I at dinner table at the dinner table. So I get the information as much as I can because again, like it's from my parents and then they're busy people. So I'm trying to do that on my own to get more information on Airbnbs myself.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. Okay. And when it comes down to being profitable, let's talk a little bit about money. Um, do you have an idea of sort of like what you were looking to make per property? And the reason I ask is because I want to base expectations. If I was here to tell you that, I'm going to promise you a Lambo by the end of the year, or that your properties are going to generate 10K a month after all expenses, I would be lying, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same level here in terms of what you're going to be expecting per property for the most part.
Per property, my goal was kind of because I am on a 9 to 5 job.
Mhm.
So even though it is a family company, I am still on a 9 to 5 and I get paid salary. So I am trying to make close to my salary from one property. Not my salary, like my monthly like pay that I get. So about like 5,000
Gotcha.
from just one property. Um, I know that the market that I'm in, um, I don't know exactly the market that is out here for Airbnb. I haven't done my research enough for that. But my goal is to get about the close to what I get monthly from my pay.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Um, Now that being said, the reason you want to match your income with your salary, is that so that you could sort of branch off from your parents' company and focus on your portfolio, or is it just a goal that you have?
No, it's a branch off from my
Right.
parents' company. Yeah.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. Is there any like bad blood between the family business that sort of like has you wanting to leave, or is
Uh,
it like
I
a
it's definitely kind of putting pressure on my relationship with my parents, like it's more so like I don't really have a relationship unless it's work. And
Mhm.
I don't really like that. I want to be able to be my own individual and be a child to them and not be so much a coworker. Because like sometimes I'll get a call from my dad or my mom and they'll be like straight work. It's not even like a hey, how are you doing? You know? So
Yeah,
that's kind of like, it's not bad blood, but it's definitely like the want or desire of kind of separating work and or church and state, you know, just kind of separating that, getting my own ventures going, because eventually I want to have my own family. I want to do my own thing. I'm not going to be with my parents forever. So it's something that I'm trying to sustain on my own outside of them.
I like it. I like it. I respect it. I want to help.
I appreciate it.
No problem. So with our students per property, they average roughly around anywhere in between $2,500 to $4,000 in net profit, obviously after all expenses. That being said, you would need roughly around 2 properties by the end of the year in order to get to your 5K. With our students, on average, they have roughly around 2 or 3 properties at the end of the mentorship. The mentorship is a year long. It's no courses, it's no video modules. It's you directly working with one-on-one calls, direct access to him in terms of text messaging so that he could walk you through the entire process. And then, like I was saying earlier, he does your first property for you. A lot of people like the fact that he does the first property for you because they know that they're not going to make a mistake or whatever the case may be. They understand that they're going to get an ROI on their investment. Obviously, the mentorship is not free. But that being said, based on the conversation that we're having, you're not necessarily looking to just have something done for you. I'm sure you think it's a great idea. There's not going to be mistakes made. But again, in my personal recommendation, especially for the first one, like get walked through the process.
Oh yeah, I definitely would take advantage of that one because I myself don't know how to walk through it. So I would definitely need like a helping hand with that until I feel like I have my, boots on the ground, because I'm sure he was at that place at one point in his life. So, yeah,
100%. Now the dude's got 19 Airbnbs, 8 different states, 2 different countries. It's wild, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, so it takes time and effort, and I feel like the more that you're consistent with it and you have somebody who is there with you to help you with it, I think that you can achieve your goals. It's just how my dad is the same way. He's a mentor, he's a coach to me, but his approach again is very like immigrant style. It's like very different than
Trust,
like it's not very nurturing. It's very like do it or you're like a failure. So
trust me, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm half Persian and half Polish.
yeah.
And my father being an Iranian, it was literally like, if you don't do this right, you're a failure. Everyone in your family back home in Iran is gonna think you're a failure. You're the only one down here in the promised land. You need to do it.
I definitely feel the pressure of that because like being the oldest child in the entire family on top of that is a lot. So I'm like, I need to get my ball rolling so I can be like, Dad, look what I did on my own.
I gotcha. Okay, so let's get into the presentation of what we have to offer. But before we do so, 2 questions. If everything makes sense, when were you looking to actually get started with this?
Um, so I am actually in the process of getting my real estate license. So my exams are like the next week or so. Um, I'm shooting for September because my mom is also going through cancer right now. So her surgery is in August. So I've just been dealing with that. So I'm hoping for September and October range, that time
Gotcha.
frame. So I'll definitely have my license by then. That won't be something that's a headache on my mind. So, and then, my mom would be recovering at that point. So I feel a little bit more comfortable to get my own venture started. So yeah,
Sure. Sure. Sounds like a plan to me. I'm sorry to hear that about your mother. I really am.
that's okay.
Okay.
It happens,
So
but she's surviving, so that's good.
yeah, that's what
That's
matters.
yeah.
Okay, so 9 to 5, and then you're also working on your real estate license, and then you want to be doing this as well, correct?
Yes, my passive income stream, like real estate license will eventually once my 9 to 5 like is going to be like over with. Once I have my license, I'm signed with the brokerage. That'll be my full-time job. I've already like talked to my parents about that. So they know. It's just like they want me to be accommodated with the way that the company runs, because eventually they're not going to be taking care of it, and then I need to be stepping in the future and like being an agent, whatever. That I feel like being a sole proprietor, especially in the agency world where you work on your own terms, and I have the leverage of having leads in our company to kind of get that for myself. But outside of the 9 to 5, it'll eventually not be a 9 to 5. That'll just be out of it, because I do plan on stepping out of this company. So that is my main reason of kind of getting this going, so that I can have my feet on the ground for my own income.
I
Yeah.
got you. I got you. I understand your
And my own
situation.
salary that I get paid or like the so like eventually when I leave the 9 to 5, like the money that's coming from the Airbnbs can take over, flip it. So I'm not working like a
I
slave.
got I got you. Okay. And you've been following for how long?
Um, I don't know. I think like the halfway through this year, beginning of this year.
Okay.
I think around like February. I followed him. I moved to this area back in December. So I think his content just came up on my page. I think he was in DC at that time or something. I don't know if he's still here or not. But when I did move here, his content was just being pushed out, I guess, to anyone that's in the area. So yeah, that's how I found him.
I gotcha. Okay, cool. And then if you don't mind me asking a little bit of a personal question, credit score. Because at the end of the day, you are going to need capital in order to do this business, furnishing, down payments, things along that nature. And we do have a business funding team on our side.
Right,
And then
right.
when you fit the criteria, we're able to guarantee anywhere in between 50 to 250,000 in order to fund this business. If you don't fit the criteria, we run you through a quick credit repair process in order to get the funding. And then once you actually get the funding, that's when the mentorship starts. Just to give you a heads up, it's not like, let's say hypothetically speaking, you got onboarded today, your year starts today, but you still have to go through a process in order to get funds to do the business, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that my credit score is not going to be a problem whatsoever.
Coolio. Coolio.
Did you need to know the number? Is that what do you need the credit score?
No, not at all. If you know that it's not going to be a problem, I feel like it's safe to assume you're potentially over a 720.
Yeah.
Yeah, figured.
Won't be around.
Yeah, figured. I could just tell by the way that you said it.
I'm feeling for you, never felt so deep, and now I'm starting to believe it. I can't escape the feeling, I'm feeling for you.
Now, to work with us, nothing crazy. 15 grand, decide to take action, it's 10,000. And again, everything that you have access to, it includes the corporate structure setups, the guaranteed funding, the one done for you property, and so on and so forth.
Right. Cool. Okay. This one's really good too.
Yeah. You ready to rock and roll?
I am. I do have to gauge my finances for this. And then I probably would like to get started after I get my license. But I really needed to kind of get my ball rolling here to get more information about it.
Mhm.
So yeah, this has been great.
For sure. Now, is this something you're dead set on, Ria? Like, is this something you genuinely want to do? You want to work with, get the Airbnbs up and running?
No, I am, but I also need to, when I make the investment, I need to know that I am also backed up by myself. So I don't want to make the investment and then have no money in my bank account. So yeah, so I definitely want to have some sort of like grounding for myself before I get this started. I do have money enough to do it. It's just I have other things that I have going right now.
Yeah.
So I was thinking around September and October. I definitely want to do a mentorship with him because I feel like he has been doing this, he's been killing it. So you want to learn from people who have been, who take the action and see the results. So, and I that's what I saw in him. So I thought I would reach out for this. So this has been really good. And I think come again, like I don't know like how that would work if I like start this a little bit later.
Yeah, you can start whenever you want. That's for sure. Like, I'm not going to pressure you into doing anything you can't.
No, yeah, of course.
However, I understand, you do still work. You're going through a couple things. You're working through your real estate license. Um, Besides that, number one, like if the program was free, okay, the mentorship was free, would you genuinely be able to find the time every now and then to start this process? Because you have to keep in mind that when you do join our team, is going to do the first property for you, right? Which sort of allows you and gives you the opportunity to take action, knowing that when you get onboarded, you are going to make an ROI. That's number one. So yeah, that's the question. If it was free, would you be joining, even with the things that you have going on right now currently, Ria?
If it was free,
Like, would you be able to manage it?
probably not. No.
You don't think so?
I don't think I would be able to manage it based on like my as of if I accepted it right now,
Yeah.
along with my licenses exams in the next week, and then I have my PSI after that. I don't know if I could. That's the thing. I don't know. Like if it's not given to you, like I'm handling a lot in the business already and I'm able to maintain with that along with like after my 9 to 5, my 5 to 9 is studying. So honestly, I could make the time for it and be a little bit better with my time management after my work hours. Because right now I'm doing this during my lunch break. So and it's not like I can't take the time out. I can. I work from home and it's my family's business, so I have a lot of leeway with that. So if it's for my own good, I think my parents would understand that because they're my bosses. So I'd be like, I'm working on something for myself right now, and they would be super. They would be super. I'm kind of just speaking out loud. I'm
That's
speaking.
fine.
Yeah. So I think that honestly I could make the time right now if it was free, but with it being 10,000 right now, I think that I need to kind of build my funding for this specifically.
Yeah.
So I
100.
can have like when I make the investment, it's not like I still have a backing to pay my rent and bills day to day, So that's the only thing. Like if it was free, I would do it and I would make the time for it. It's not that, it's just like I have to kind
Take care of life.
figure out my life.
I feel you.
Yeah, so like I could use my private lender, my dad. And I could like, I'm about to do this for me, for us, but I don't think he would be open to that unless he saw some action taken from myself. So it would be I'm gonna I'm getting my license so that I can sign with brokerage, kind of build an income through that, through my listings, and then I have enough money to set aside for my passive income side quests that eventually become my main quests.
I got you.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Like, based on the conversation that we're having, I know that you would fucking crush it. That's the thing. I know you would have a great relationship. I only presented people who could actually work with us because it's a mentorship. You're working directly with, and if you're not cool, if you're not sharp, if you're not on the ball, he's going to come back to me and be like, Ramzi, what the fuck, dude? Like, this person's an absolute headache.
Oh God, I don't want to be that for anyone. So
no, you're not that person. I could tell you're not that person. You're going to shine in this. But
thanks.
is it no problem? Is it just the money that's holding you back from getting started?
Honestly, yeah.
I got you.
Even though I have funding for $3 million, it's not just hard cash. It's just strictly for like I have acquisition, right? So the upfront for like a mentorship and stuff like that, that's what I'm kind of like holding off on. Like even with the residential assisted living, like I was looking into that, but that also costs a lot of money. So I'm like, I need to figure out my income in the way that I can build a side fund for something that will make me passively, So like, cause I don't want to be, after the ball and chase, that the whole saying, whatever it is, but I need to build income for myself so that I can invest into passive income mentorships.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get you. It's probably why we're on the phone. Okay, cool. Now I understand that the 10,000 is definitely not a cup of coffee. It's more like a Louis Vuitton bag. That's for sure.
Maybe like
Um,
2 Louis V's. The full one Louis V, yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
But if I could help you out with the initial investment, help you get the ball rolling, would it take some stress off your shoulders? Get your first property up and running?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. I would definitely, I feel like I have like a source of income that would be set for me. Cause right now, like I'm in the building blocks of my life.
Yeah.
So I feel like this would be a perfect opportunity for me to get something started outside of my 9 to 5. Cause right now I'm just relying on my pay stubs every 2 weeks. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Because I don't have a problem helping you out. And again, this is something you
What do you
want to
mean
do.
by helping me out though? That's what does that mean?
Whip out my credit card and pay the 10K for it. I'm just joking. Um, like breaking up the payments a little bit, because it seems to me this is something that you actually want to do. I know you're going to make money. You already have the credit and the credit history in order to get the funding, which means you can get you your first property sooner than later, as opposed to going through a credit repair process and then applying for the funding. So I was thinking, what if there was a way where we can sort of break this down into smaller payments where you can still pay for rent, eat your food, not stress over money, and actually focus on learning the business so that you can do this? Would that help?
Honestly, yeah. What do you propose?
Well, what would you be able to work with, Ria? Eyes closed without hurting your pockets to get started, and maybe we can work something out.
Um, oof. Let me pull up my financial budget sheet.
That's how I know you're going to be good at this.
I can't just give you a number right now. Let me look at that and then I will. So just give me a second. I gotta pull it up.
Yeah, no problem. Just going to answer a couple texts if you don't mind.
I mean, being in business, it requires you to have a monthly budget for yourself as well. So
Yeah. You have to know where every dollar is going. That's for sure.
mhm. Is there like a minimum that you guys are like willing to break it down? Like,
Like we have no problem helping. That's why, like I'm saying, if you shoot me a number comfortably, eyes closed, without hurting the pockets, you can focus on learning. And if we can do it, then we have no problem helping. We're not worried about that.
and would this offer just be on the table for today, or would this be?
Or yeah, unfortunately. And I don't mean to be that guy, but he's pretty strict about getting people to take action today when I speak with them, for 10K, or else it's going to be 15,000. And it's not like it's going to be an extra 1,000 or 2,000 bucks. Like it's an extra 5 Gs, you know? It's like a third of the mentorship. And
It is. I know. It's also me being in sales. It's hard for me. It's a sales tactic as well. So like you
it's
have to make the sale in order for you to like, sign up. If you sign up the same day, then I know I'd be doing the same thing. So I understand that. So honestly, with my budget, it's it's really tight because my rent takes up half of my paycheck. So literally I get paid and that entire paycheck goes to my rent. So, and living in Northern Virginia is not cheap. I'll tell you that. So, it's really more so like $500 is like my max right now, and that's not what I want to be able to do. Like I want to be able to give more than that, but as of right now, that's why I was like trying to do my license and everything.
Yeah.
And $500 is just what I have for my month to month. That is enough to invest. And I know that probably doesn't align. Like I can definitely like in September and October, I feel like I'd definitely be a little bit in a better standing than 500 a month, knowing that it's 10,000.
Yeah. No, I see where you're coming from. A couple questions though. Because at the end of the day, we do get you funding. However, that funding is also needed to furnish properties. You don't need too much for a property. I would say roughly around anywhere in between 10 to 17K per property to have it nice, sparkly, up and running. Now, if I can help you out with a $500 a month payment plan, would you be open to two potential ideas? Would you be open to clearing this off a little bit quicker with the funding? Doesn't have to be full shot, right? That's one option. Or would you be open to the idea of upping up the $500 a month when you have your property and it's actually pulling in profits to clear us off a little bit quicker as a thank you? Like, would that work? Does that seem fair?
Honestly, yeah, it would.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready to join our team?
I am ready to join your team. That's crazy.
Rock and roll.
But see, the thing is, I can't. This is something that I'm doing on my own, and it's very nerve-wracking because I've always been like going through my parents. I'm like, hey, I'm doing this real estate venture because they're in the real estate industry, right? So they don't know nothing about this meeting right now. They've actually been blowing up my phone. So this is something that's definitely been. It's like a little nerve-wracking, but I definitely want to get my own income rolling right now, and I think that this would be a great opportunity, especially with the benefits that he offers and the mentorship working hand in hand. I really think that's helpful.
Yeah, I think
A lot of people, they'll literally just throw you a course and you're just like self-paced and you're like working on your own, trying to figure it out. Of course, they'll be there to help you, but especially with getting your property up and running. And I'm sure when he gets my first property up and running, he's going to walk me through the whole process of what it is, what expenses I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure he'll help me with like finding the property as well. Like I don't know how to find the right property, so that would be super, super beneficial. So I definitely think that this would be a great opportunity. I've just been like lingering on his account to see what information he's been feeding. And I was like, okay, let me just see what it's about.
Well, you're right. Mentorship is much different than a course. That's for sure. He knows what he's doing. And again, if you didn't feel nervous, I would start tripping out a little bit, right? Because it shows me that you actually care about your results and you're taking this serious. So it's completely common. And also, I'm going to be giving you Fareed's Calendly link, his personal Calendly link, for you to book your onboarding call with him, whether if you have time today or tomorrow, or whatever the case may be, to start walking you through the next steps.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I'm just going to share my screen with you. We'll take care of the 500 while we're on the phone. Just bear with me. And are you going to be paying through debit or credit?
That would be debit, but so the payment would have to be done today, right? I actually have to go deposit a check. That's why I was today. That's why. Is there any way that we can do this like later today or tomorrow morning?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be great because I have hard cash just sitting around. So I'm just gonna go deposit that and get some in my account so then we can just do a debit payment.
Sure. No problem. You don't want to slap it on a card while we're on the phone?
I'm
Like a
sorry.
credit card? You don't want to slap it on a credit card while we're on the phone?
No, we're gonna do it on a debit card for right now.
Okay, cool. No issues. What time are you thinking
You
later
can't
on today?
say that again.
What time are you thinking for later on today?
How does 5 p.m. sound?
Is that Eastern?
That's Eastern time, yeah.
Yeah. 5 p.m. works for me. 5 p.m. works for me. 5:30 would be a little bit better, but
Let's
it's
do that. I get off work at 5:30 anyway, so
okay.
that
Perfect.
works.
Perfect. Okay, cool. We'll hop on the Google Meet. I'll share my screen. I'll show you the terminal. We'll take care of the investment, and then we'll book your onboarding call with.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
No problem. It was a pleasure speaking with
You
you.
too.
Pretty excited for you. You're gonna crush it, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Good. Starting to get a little tired, but
I am. Me too.
how was the rest of your day?
It was busy again. I locked the contract, so that's good.
Nice.
I sent over some paperwork and I got that signed. So that was exciting.
So it was exciting. A lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me before we rock and roll?
Yes, I did actually. So for the funding,
Mhm.
I do want to kind of go over my like situation again.
Sure.
So, and I had some time to think about it after our conversation. So, like, I am kind of like in a situation where I'm working with my family, but I want to be separated from the family's business. So, like, even though the funding is
You broke up a little bit, Rose.
for and kind of this, kind of like whole.
Do you mind bringing it back a little bit? The
Yeah,
video
yeah. I think
froze.
it cut
I
out.
couldn't hear you.
This is my. Hold on.
Still, it's a little bit choppy, but I'm trying to work with it.
It is. This Wi-Fi is. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna connect it to my hotspot. That'll probably be better.
Sure. I heard something like you were saying family business and then separation.
Yeah. So I'm trying to separate myself from that. When I talk, it freezes.
I know. I know.
It's not. Hold on. Okay. It's connected to my hotspot now, so hopefully it doesn't
Be
cut out
better.
like that. Okay, cool. Um, so I was just saying that I would need help with like the LLC. I'm gonna create a new LLC just for Airbnb, um, and kind of get that approved for funding. I would kind of want to start with him as if I'm a newbie, because even though I have the funding and all that, and I can create my LLC and everything, it's just I don't want to be tied with the family's company, because my LLC Golden Gate Capital, it's being used for acquisition for flips and fix and flips. So that's like a whole different realm. So I think that with him, I would want to start with like the um, kind of like just from the beginning, like as a beginner.
No, that's
Does that
fine.
make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's completely fine.
Okay, cool. I don't know if yeah, that's what he basically provides in this mentorship too.
Yeah, comes with the membership, with the mentorship.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm ready to move forward.
Okay, let's move forward. I'm going to share my screen with you to process the payment. Just let me know. Congratulations and welcome to the team. How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel like I just ripped a Band-Aid.
It feels good, no?
Yeah, for sure. So
I'm just-
the onboarding call with him, is there a link that you're going to send to
Mhm.
my email?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to your phone, right to your phone.
Oh, my phone. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send you over the DocuSign really quickly. Once you review it, it'll take like 5 minutes. We can do it together really quickly. Um, then I'll just send you over the Calendly through text or whatever you want, whatever's easier for you. But I personally think text is easier.
Yeah, if it's scheduling, I can just do it wherever. It's fine. All right, I signed it.
Okay, it's official. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. Let's take it to the top. I was speaking to earlier about you. He's ready to help. Um, Next steps are very simple. Book the onboarding call, and you're going to have that call directly with. Again, you're working with him directly, and he's going to break down absolutely everything. So first things first, like we were talking about earlier, corporate structures, receiving funding. Once funding starts, we're hitting the ground running with getting your first property. Very
All right.
simple.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
Okay.
Very excited.
You should be. I'm not going anywhere, by the way. If you need to text me, if you need to call me, you have my number. Don't feel shy. But at the end of the day, I don't think you're going to need to text me or call me, especially when you're working with directly. I'm just letting you know I'm not going anywhere. Ramsey's still here. You know what
What's
I'm
your
saying?
position in the company? Are you just like the onboarding, kind of getting the clients
Yeah.
into the
Onboard.
mentorship?
Yeah, onboarding consultant.
Okay.
Onboarding consultant.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Definitely not on this level, that's for sure. But trying to
Yeah.
get there as well.
Yeah.
Different path.
Are you also in the course with him?
I'm not in the course. I'm getting myself out of a pre-construction deal down in Toronto. Our market is effed up, and then I'm
Yeah.
going to be doing Airbnb with as well. I
Yeah.
deployed a lot of capital into these pre-cons, and I wouldn't say that I got fucked, but I sort of got fucked because the developer has just not built these condos since like 2017. So I'm trying to sell an assignment, but due to the bad track record, it's hard to sell an assignment. And I don't want to sell low because if I sell low, then I'm going to lose money, even though there's appreciation. And that's pretty much my little right now. Yeah.
Yeah, but eventually you'll get over with that, and then you can get started with this. But it's definitely going to be everything. I feel like everything in life that comes in your way, it's a challenge that you got to overcome, and I feel like it builds your character. So I feel like this was given into your life, and like you met for a reason. So I feel like everything's going to work out for everybody, just in their own way,
Yeah. I look at it like pressure is privilege at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you ever feel some sort of pressure, it means that you're doing something right in your life and you're meant for more. If you don't feel any pressure, then it's like whatever you're doing doesn't necessarily have too much of an impact on the world and giving value.
Yeah, you just kind of feel empty. You kind of feel like I
Yeah.
feel like as humans, that's our main goal, is not to provide value. So
Yeah, it's literally, I'm not going to go on a rant here, but like it's to serve, provide value, and find true happiness, right? And when you settle, you're basically giving up on life, because when you're settling, you're not achieving true happiness, and if you don't achieve true happiness, you're not playing the real life of game, the real game of life, if that makes sense. It's just my ideology. You could take it for a grain of salt, but I read a lot of books, and that's just the conclusion.
No, exactly. My dad says it all the time. He's like, poor people watch TV and rich people read books. It's literally the thing that has been ingrained in my mind, and I feel like it definitely does. It feeds you knowledge more than I mean, I love my shows, but here and there.
Same. I love my shows too, but you're right. Like, you go into a person's house who quote unquote is a settler, you'll see a huge TV. You go into somebody's house who's absolutely successful, you'll probably see a big TV, but I'm sure somewhere in that mansion there's a library or a
Yeah.
bookcase with a lot of them, right? So everything goes hand in hand. But do you have any questions for me before we hop off the line in terms of like next
as
direction
of
or steps, anything like that?
No, I just think that I'm going to set up the onboarding call with him, and then hopefully by that time I'll have some questions and probably be directed for the mentorship. But for you right now, I think you've given me everything I needed. So thank you so much.
No problem. I'm glad I could help. Again, if anything comes up in between, just text me, message me. If not, just speak with Fareed directly for the scheduled slot that you book with him.
For sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I'll see you on the inside.
Bye.
Bye.